to another video. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe. Today is results day. I'll just quickly say first, if you didn't do as well as you wanted in your GCSEs, I don't know anyone that's been negatively, drastically affected by their GCSE results, so don't feel down. You know, you're still going to get where you want to go. I'm going to tell you about my sixth form experience. I was in a different sixth form to my high school, so there were like 6 of us or 7 from my high school that moved, so we knew no one, and all these people had been in school together for the past 5 years. But we got over that quite quick. We made friends quite quick. It was a really nice environment. And one thing I'd say about sixth form is it's a much nicer environment than high school. I feel like in high school it's a bit more difficult because like people haven't found themselves yet, so they're just like beating others down because they're insecure. But in sixth form, people are a lot more comfortable within themselves, and it's just a much nicer environment. So if you struggled a bit with like the cliquiness and the bitchiness of high school, personally, in my experience, sixth form was so much nicer, more chilled out. Nobody cared. Everyone was just really lovely. Academically, the jump from GCSE to A-level is huge. When I look back on GCSE after doing them A-levels, it was a piece of cake, and you're gonna laugh that you even stressed about GCSEs. I didn't do business GCSE, so if you're worried about doing an A-level that you didn't do at GCSE, don't, because lots of my class at business A-level had done it at GCSE, but I didn't feel behind at all, and I got an A star, so like. English, actually, the jump for English literature wasn't that big. It was just you had to go more in depth, but I found it was much better explained to us at A-level what they wanted, so I found A-level actually easier than GCSE. Maths A-level is very difficult. Like at GCSE I got A star in maths and distinction in further maths, and then I went to getting U's in A-level maths, and then by the end of it I got a B in maths, but throughout the year I was getting loads of U's, and I think that's okay. You'll go into A-level and you may have been getting A's all round, and you'll go to A-level and get C's or D's or U's in my case, and that's okay. You're obviously not going to be brilliant. Like, it's a big jump, and no one expects you to be doing just as good, because it's not like, oh, it just follows on. You do have to take the leap, so don't worry about that. Just keep working at it and don't give up. I would say at A-level, towards the end of the 2 years when you're doing your exams, lots of people are cramming, and I think that's awful because they may be revising 24/7 during exam time, but I feel like that's not going to benefit you at all. What I think works is work the whole year round. If you use your freeze and just have like a nice balanced work ethic the whole term time throughout the whole year, and just constantly keeping up that work, constantly revising, not going overboard, and then when it gets to exam time picking up the pace a bit, because you've done it the whole year, there's no immediate oh my god rah rah rah. It's just kept building up throughout the year, and I think that is a dream. Don't get me wrong, I was stressed as anything during actual A-level time, but because I'd built it up throughout the year, I was able to keep a good work-life balance. Even in the exam time, I didn't have to cram. Cramming at GCSE easy. A-level, you have to put the effort in. You have to revise at A-level. You can't really get away with it unless you're a genius. Some subjects more than others. What you have to do at A-level is work out what works for you. So for maths, it was just going through every textbook, answering every single question, going through every past paper. Halfway through year 12, I thought maths is like, I just can't do it. So I just went straight back to the beginning and just worked and did every question possible on every topic until I nailed it. Business, on the other hand, I never really had a problem with, so it was just, you know, keeping on top of it. I just kept on top of it throughout the whole time, adding to my notes, redoing my notes. And English, it was just making sure I'd knew the books, watching the films. I don't care what anyone says. The films help so much. When you put together the picture and the book, it helps you understand it. This is one thing I have to say. A-levels are possible. You'll get through them. You just have to work through it and you'll get there. Like, A-levels are possible. They're not this unreachable thing. Another thing I'd say is at A-level they'll tell you don't get as much support as you get at GCSE. However, teachers are there to help you. If you need help, they can't say no. If you go ask them for help, like, maybe they'll say, I'm busy, can we work out another time? But if you're eager to learn and you have like a set thing that you want to know that's for the exam, they're going to want to help you because they want you to do well. So for example, before most of my exams, I'd go to the teacher the day before or the morning before if it was in the afternoon, and I'd just squeeze out as much as possible, and I'd just be like, what about this, what about this? And it may have been a pain, but they're still there to help, you know. What I'd say is, if you don't know whether to do sixth form or college, from talking to my friends in college, sixth form is a much more community environment. Like, the teachers know you, you know them. It's just a lot more familiar. If you want the support and a more structured environment, I think sixth form is definitely better. This is what you've got to do. You've got to do what works for you. I think another thing with revision at A-level, I think it's a lot more about the quality. So time flies when you're revising for A-level, and what you want to do is don't leave any stone unturned. Just keep going until you've gotten over it. And this is what you can do if you start at the beginning of the year. You have plenty of time to work on that. One thing I would say is, if you've started a course and you're finding it really difficult and you're not enjoying it at all, change it as soon as possible, possibly within the first 3 weeks, because A-levels, you do have to get really into the work, so you don't want to be doing something you're not enjoying. You're going to be doing it for 2 years, and even though the 2 years fly by, like, you don't want to be stuck in that. And that's another thing, the 2 years fly by. So if you're not enjoying it, just remember, like, this is gonna go quick, you know. That's another thing. Really think about your options. Think ahead when you're picking your A-levels and really research it. And then this leads on to thinking ahead once you're in sixth form for university. In year 12, I thought the open days were going to happen end of year 12, year 13. No. They happen end of year 12, they happen in year 13, but realistically, to look at as many, if I'm honest, I looked at 2 universities. And I wish I'd have looked at more. I'm happy I'm going to Durham now, but I wish I'd have at least looked at more. So start looking at them in year 12. I'd go to the autumn open days in year 12, because especially since the end of the year, things tend to get a bit more vamped up. We've got the end of year exams, you might have ASs, so it's not the time for open days then. So look at them earlier on. And don't get stressed, because it's all completely possible. They're not made to make you fail. Don't over stress. Make sure you keep that life balance, do stuff outside of school. Get involved in the school so you can have good memories. You can't let your life end. Do the exams, work hard, but have that release, because you can't get through it if you don't. And also treasure them moments, even if you're in a college, because these are your last years of school. So you want to make sure you really embrace them. Okay, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you did great in your GCSEs. And even if you think you didn't, I bet you did. And even if you didn't, you'll do fine, trust me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, comment down below what you're looking forward to about sixth form, any videos you want about A-levels and things, and then there's definitely going to be uni videos coming up, so stay tuned.